You know, as like a young boy, you kind of anticipate, oh, what would that like to be in war? You go, you play soldier out in the woods or something like that with the kids, you know, and then when it actually happens, it's sort of a bizarre feeling. It's kind of exciting in a way too at the same time. You know, you never know if you're going to get waxed, you know, from one second to the other, but you kind of don't care at the same time. And it's like that for everybody else too. You just kind of get into a routine and a mindset. And you can see it on the young guys too, the 18, 19-year-old kids. You know, they wake up, they go on a mission, they act like it's nothing, like they're just going to a ball game or something like that. At the time, I was a first lieutenant, and I was the executive officer of an infantry company in southern Baghdad in what was called the Dora district. And we were a surge unit. We were the last large surge unit to go in the 2007 surge that President Bush had ordered. The place that I was at, our compound, was called Combat Outpost Blackfoot, COPA Blackfoot. And what it was an old Catholic seminary that had been pretty much ransacked by like the Al-Qaeda elements in that area. And the Al-Qaeda operators who were there, they called our area, or the Dora area, like their castle. And it was like a dump, but for whatever reason, that was their pride and joy. They felt like they had operational control, more or less, despite the presence of some American forces there. It was a two-story compound, but there were enough two-story compounds around us where people could stand on the roof of those things and basically shoot straight at us, you know, or in some cases kind of down on us. I think we had, it was a square building, so we had like a heavy machine gun on all four corners, and then we had lighter machine guns, you know, in between those. So we basically had about, I don't know, we had like 8 machine guns set up just on the roof alone, along with a 60mm mortar. A few times on raids when we would receive some type of resistance, and then what we would do is once we ascertained there wasn't any friendlies in that building, guys would pull back, and then eventually the helicopters would come in and blow the hell out of the building with Hellfire missiles, you know. And when that happens, you know, I remember being like a block away inside of a courtyard, and so we were all hugging the wall, and the rocket hits it, and then it's like this huge, it's a thermobaric bomb, so basically what it does is like sucks the air in, or actually, excuse me, it blows up and then it sucks the air back in. So it collapses lungs and things of that nature, but it's just this huge shockwave. And that was weird, you know, that was sort of surreal, and you can't really anticipate that type of thing. So I have a real problem with our involvement in the Middle East for the most part, being on the ground and keeping ground forces there, putting our guys in the line of fire, putting our kids in the line of fire. Yeah, that really bothers me. And I think part of the problem is just because nobody really knows anybody. You know, Congress, people in the Pentagon, a lot of people don't have any kids that are there. You know, I think that once those kids start getting killed, then I think our involvement in Afghanistan kind of goes away. So I would still go, Quentin, you know, because I assume that I'll be assigned to Afghanistan. But myself and a bunch of people in my peer group, I'm an armor branch captain, you know, I'm almost a senior captain on the way to major. And a lot of us are kind of wondering how it is that we can mount some type of basically like decisional resistance, you know, to like our policy on the ground, because a lot of people are saying, this is ridiculous, you know, we're not going to accomplish, we're killing our own guys by being here, and we're hanging on to like a facade. So how do we change course, essentially, you know, and doing it the right way?